The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Trust your intuition and take action. Fantastic Radio UK is now available on all app stores.
There was the candles and the serviettes and everything was... There was the candles and the serviettes and everything was laid out. Immaculate it was. Yeah, we tried to copy it at home. We never managed it. Yeah, we were very, very fond of them. Our neighbours, Edna and George. They had a big family. There were 7 of them. And they used to invite me and my late brother over every Christmas. It was chaotic, it was, but it was good. Of course, I remember Christmases during the war. We had nothing. Well, nobody had anything then. And that was the times. We just lived through them. Second Royal Tank Regiment I was. They called me into the office, or marched me in one day, and they said, "We've got a problem." I thought, oh, crikey. Britain's fighting forces are under strength. Truthfully, look at me, 5'6". I thought they're really scraping the bottom of the barrel. So he said, "We're transferring you to another unit." I had to go with all my gear from Tidworth to Oxford by train. Horrible journey. And I was only there 2 days. They called me into the office and said, "You're being transferred to the 2nd Royal Tank Regiment." I said, "Well, where are the stations, sir?" "Tidworth," he said. "Oh, my life, Tidworth." So I went back to Tidworth. Then, of course, I met my wife, got married in 1960, and spent our Christmases here. I used to say to her, "You're the kind of girl would ride shotgun on a stagecoach." She could do anything. She was my right-hand man. And then you retire, your loved one dies, and suddenly you think to yourself, "Cool, where is she? I've got no one to talk to." And so you start talking to yourself. I talk to myself like they're clappers. And the good thing with me, of course, is I get on well with myself. Some people don't, you know. They're always arguing with themselves. But I don't. I say, now come on, we don't argue. Come on, kid, we can do this. So that's how I do. But it's not easy. Loneliness isn't easy at all.
Wangishiya ngingedu nomathemba
Logo-ke,
lo uyangimangalisa
logo-ke,
lo uyangimangalisa
angibona
intandane eyayihleli ngaphansi komthunzi lo uyangimangalisa hawu
ngayibuza
igama layo
ayiphendulanga
yabheka phansi yaze yakhala.
All right. Do you need public liability insurance if you're not a liability? Let's put it this way. It's not covering accidents you have. It's covering accidents caused by your business to customers or the public. Maybe it's something small like one of your team dropping coffee on a client's laptop. Or maybe it's something much larger. Maybe a customer or member of the public gets hurt. Whether your business is being accused of accidental damage or causing injury, public liability protects you against the drama that court fees and compensation brings. And that explains public liability insurance. Is that lunch or...
Side of somewhere, I think I'm gonna get there someday. I see my brighter future. I'm on my journey. I'm on my way.
Inherited the sickle hemoglobin from both. Sickle cell anemia is when someone has inherited the sickle hemoglobin from both parents.
Well, I was diagnosed with sickle cell at 2 years old. It was a big shock for my parents, especially. But growing up with it, it was very tough.
Sickle cell anemia is commoner among people of African origin.
It's just a genetic condition, which mainly affects Afro-Caribbeans, but it does affect other Europeans like Cypriots, Italians, etc.
Normal red cells that carry the hemoglobin around the body are round, flexible, and can pass through all the blood vessels, even the tiniest of the blood vessels. When somebody has sickle hemoglobin, it doesn't absorb as much oxygen. So when there's a less amount of oxygen in the red blood cells, it changes shape. So it becomes a sickle shape or a banana shape, becomes quite sticky, and they will then stick together and jam up the blood vessels. The parts of the body not getting any blood supply become quite painful, and that's what a painful sickle cell crisis is.
Your legs hurt, your arms hurt, you can't walk or do anything.
A sickle cell crisis can last as many as a few days or longer. It just depends on where the crisis is and what part of the body is affected.
It's very unpredictable. It could be on your knees, and then you might take some painkillers, then it can move to your chest. If it's the chest, it's very dangerous because it affects the lungs. The lungs affect the heart.
Usually it's the joints and the bones because that's where the very tiny blood vessels go to. But any part of the body can be affected.
It makes you tired as well. And if you're tired, physical things are hard to do.
For somebody with sickle cell, they're breaking down their red cells very, very quickly. So the spleen is overworked and doesn't fight infection very well. And that's why people with sickle cell disorders have a low resistance to infection. There are some common triggers, for a sickle cell crisis. Dehydration, not having enough fluids. Infection is one of them. Stress and overexertion.
If it's sunny one day and then the next morning it's raining, that's when you're more susceptible to have a crisis.
Management of sickle cell is actually much better now because people are more aware.
I manage my sickle cell with mainly antibiotics like folic acid, penicillin, to prevent infections. And then it's just painkillers, really.
Drink lots of fluid to keep well hydrated. Eat well, a well-balanced diet that would include fruits and vegetables. When your body says, I'm tired, then rest.
So you have a lot of time off school. And because it affects a minority, mainly Afro-Caribbeans, a lot of the schools don't research it. They don't know about it.
Sickle cell anemia does affect people's life quite dramatically, especially if they have lots of crises and they're in hospital.
People look at you in a different way. People don't sometimes see there's a person trying to do their best under difficult circumstances. Sometimes they look at you and think it's a person just complaining.
So you can imagine a child in school who's has crisis, even if it's not in hospital but can't get to school, they're missing out.
It affects your career, it affects your ambition, it affects your money, it affects your wallet, it affects everything basically. With sickle cell disease, there is some support out there in the community, especially from your local health centre.
They have support from the Sickle Cell Society, from the local sickle cell centres, from others, peer groups.
It's definitely important to know other people with sickle cell because from doing that, you feel like you're not alone.
People with sickle cell disorders who've grown up to be doctors and lawyers, they may not have gotten there as soon as they wanted, but they got there eventually.
It is a challenge to actually live with the condition, but it's a challenge that all of us really relish, and it doesn't stop you from enjoying your life. It doesn't stop you from getting a degree. I've got a degree. Anything you want to achieve, you basically can achieve.
For more information, visit www.nhs.uk.
Patience, persistence, and perspiration makes an unbeatable combination for success. We are so glad to have you listening. Fantastic Radio UK, your memories, your possibilities.
Hey, very, 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 very good morning to you. It's Friday the 17th of December, 2021. It's almost it's about 13 minutes past this beautiful past 7. How are you? How are you? I call you my good friend on the other side of the radio. As I've always said, I am chuffed and excited and very happy to be coming your way every morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, throughout the week. You come with me, you spend the time with me, you come through and you spend the moment with me. We create this whole experience together. I am glad that you are here today. Being the last day of the week, we titled this morning's conversation, Feeling Fantastic Friday. Feeling Fantastic Friday. Feeling Fantastic Friday, essentially, couched it to be a moment of we reflecting, interacting, and most of all, engaging with ourselves. The feeling of fantasticness comes when we choose to become fantastic. The other day when we were having our conversation, I remember we shared of how feeling fantastic do not and must not come from particularly doing anything, but the fact that you are alive, the fact that you are breathing, the fact that you are here looking at different ways to maximize your potential sets the tone. In fact, it's the reason for you to walk through life with conviction and hope, knowing that whatever you are dreaming for, everything you and I are working towards is in line. But how do you feel fantastic? You feel fantastic when you make the choice. You make the conscious, concerted effort that I am going to feel fantastic. You know, feeling fantastic doesn't necessarily come from some outer space, some universe, right? Feeling brilliant and feeling joyful, feeling fantastic. I love the word. Feeling fantastic doesn't come from any outer space. It doesn't come from some cosmic energy or somewhere. No. It's a choice that you and I make every day. It's a decision that you and I make every day. Right? It's a decision that you and I make every day in everything we do. Because how the day would happen, how the day will go, how the day will plan out, become is very, very dependent on how we define our day. Defining our day comes with the songs we listen to. Defining the day really stands on how we allow our minds to see the day. Because of feelings, to feel fantastic, you have to play your part in that feeling. Of course, there are people who are at a particular stage in life that are dealing with some mental challenge that making that decision is difficult. Let me stay with that for the next few seconds, and we'll come to the whole thing, what I've prepared for this morning. For those of us who are dealing with some mental challenge during this time of festivities and spending time with our loved ones, and those who are dealing with massive pain during this season, I would suggest you seek for support and help. Okay, if that is something that is eating you away, trying so much to swing you into a state of sadness, I would really recommend you get yourself get support. Okay, get support. Let's see how the support available can help. Right? I'm glad you do that. Sliding back to where we left off, it is about making this choice of adding value to yourself. Now, if I say that, I am not necessarily saying that it's going to be easy. It's something that you have to do tomorrow morning. No, it is a decision you come to with yourself. Okay, it's a decision that you come together with yourself, and this is personal. To some people, it's going to take weeks. To some people, it's going to take months. To some people, it's going to take days. You would have to take your time. Find out what is it that you want to do. How do you want to define your happiness? Remember, I shared with you, feeling fantastic is a choice. Is that okay? The first thing we would have to do this morning, the first thing we would have to do to feel fantastic is to reframe your self-identity. That's the first thing. Reframe your self-identity. Okay? James Allen speaks of, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. The first thing you and I would have to do is to reframe our identity. So if I was going to say that to you, as it comes on the screen, reframe your self-identity. Reframe it. The way you see yourself. If you see yourself as a failure, if you see yourself as an individual who doesn't have anything to offer, then again, you come to the table just like that. If you were asked to describe yourself, if I saw you on the street this morning, 21 minutes past 7, and I asked you to describe yourself, what would you say? What would be the first 5 adjectives that will come out of your mouth? I see you off the street and we start talking and I ask you to describe yourself. What will be the first thing? What will be the first thing? Or what will be the first 5 adjectives that will come out of your mouth? Experts say that person's self-worth can be accessed by the first 5 words that he or she uses to answer this question. The first thing, reframe your identity. The way you see yourself, will define the way you go through life. As a man thinking, if you don't see yourself worthy, if you don't see yourself as an individual who deserve the better things and you deserve the best things, now it will come close to your door, but you will walk away from it. What would be the first 5 adjectives that you would describe yourself? I would describe myself optimistic, creative, kind, fair, loving, intelligent, hopeful. What will be your 5? Think of that. The first step in feeling fantastic. Feeling fantastic is first to reframe your identity. Because your self-worth defines, it's not just it defines everything you do. Where you go, who you allow to come into your space, what you allow to come into your space. Is that good? Let's do the second one. Challenge your self-negative talk. Challenge it. Challenge the negative self-talk. Is that good? As we go about our daily lives, we constantly think about and interpret every situation that we encounter. It's like we have these voices inside our heads that talks to us through everything. Psychologist calls this inner voice self-talk. I did not believe it. I wasn't big on it at all. I just felt that is some kind of, because I genuinely did not gravitate towards it at all. I felt, why should I talk to myself? But self-talk, it's something that you and I would have to practice. Psychologist calls this inner voice self-talk, and this self-talk is what we use to dialogue with ourselves. How this inner voice talks to us is based on our values, our beliefs, our conscious and our subconscious mind. You familiar with that? The conscious and the subconscious mind. If your self-talk is mostly negative, you will have a very hard time feeling good about yourself. If you talk to yourself wrongly, negatively, I promise you, your response, because what goes in is what comes out. If you make a mistake, as we're going to go through this Christmas, and you go through mistake, you go through challenges, my question to you, how do you deal with yourself? Do you say, oh, stupid me? Or you say things like, oh, I'm so daft. Oh, I'm so silly. What do you say to yourself? Those unguarded moments when you make a mistake. Because what you say to yourself, your mind hears it. You remember a few weeks ago, we were having a chat, and I said to you, what we say or what we speak, we hear it. In those seasons when you are not very guarded and you're not aware and you make a mistake, what do you say to yourself? Do you say, do you use the word that starts with an S, that ends with a T? Or some people say some interesting words that starts with an F, that ends with a K. You ask, what do you use? I say things like sugar, right? Because then again, it wakens my subconscious mind. My conscious picks it up, and quickly I can self-navigate, self-correct, and self-navigate. All right. Now, what do you say to yourself? To correct that negative self-talk, you and I would have to learn to notice as it happens and consciously dispute and challenge that thought. As soon as you realize that the negative thought is coming to your mind, as soon as you feel that negative word coming out of your mouth, you would quickly have to consciously, that's a word, consciously dispute and challenge these negative and these irrational thoughts. It starts slow. It's a slow process, you see. It's a slow process, but you learn, you correct it, you catch it. I have a word that I use. You got to arrest yourself. You suddenly have to arrest your thoughts. Because if you don't control it, suddenly your thoughts will run away. Your thoughts will run away from you and go into all sorts of negative alleyways, and it is not always good. Okay, you arrest yourself. I've got 3. We're going to do music. When we return, I will share with you what I have on the 3rd one. But I have to say this: if it's something you are dealing with, there is support. Okay, if there is something that this Christmas you got to seek help, there are the Samaritans. There are all sorts of charities available that you can access. Go for it. Why am I saying this? A dear friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, is dealing with some challenge, and it's a very, very, very dire space for him. And yesterday we had to spend some time with the family. We spoke, and he's getting support. But what registered with me, 29 minutes past 7, what registered with me whilst we were talking was the fact that things happen, and some of these things, painful things, happens to us in life, right? And sometimes the challenges and the pain and the frustrations of life doesn't always give us the can I use the word impetus? Doesn't always give us that room to feel fantastic, right? So, and when these challenges goes unaddressed, it piles up. Okay, and when it piles up, things and other challenges begins to walk in, and sometimes it tips us over. Okay, there is support. If this Christmas isn't a perfect time for you to feel fantastic and you don't feel that vibrant, it's okay. But if you feel fantastic, or if what we are sharing is going to help and it's going to add value to yourself, please go for it. Okay, there is support. Go for it. But anytime you hear yourself talking to yourself negatively, all these irrational thoughts hitting your conscious, getting into your subconscious mind, you need to arrest it straight away. Remember we shared and I said it's a choice? Yes, you make that choice saying, I am not going to talk to myself this negatively. I don't have the luxury of time and the season to allow myself to talk myself down. Negative self-talk needs to be challenged. And this is a responsibility that you and I would have to take. If we don't take that, and if we don't take that decision, guys, we are just at the mercy of this negative thought. Some can't control it, and if it's getting out of hand, go for help. Let's do music, and thank you for choosing Britain's home of possibilities. It is Feeling Fantastic Friday. We'll come back and I'll share with you the third one I've prepared for you, and I will come with other things that I've also lined up for you. Let's do music, and good morning to every one of you who are listening on our platforms, either on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Amazon, Alexa, or on our website, or on all our platforms. Those who are listening on Roku television, good morning to you. Are you on Samsung television? And where in the world are you listening to us? Thank you. If you are on Huawei television, I'm glad you went on the App Store, downloaded it, and you are listening to us. Good morning to you. Let's do music. When we return, I'll share with you the third way or the third tip I have for you in feeling fantastic. Good morning to you, and thank you for choosing this conversation. And I'm glad you were there. Let's do music.
The biggest secret in life is that there is no big secret. Whatever your goal, you can get there if you're willing to work.
Fantastic Radio UK. Your vision, your possibilities.
Attention passengers on platform 11. I'm sorry to announce that there's been a serious incident on the line.
We know that there was one individual involved. She was 28-year-old Sarah Wilson.
Sarah left a note before leaving her house because she had decided to take her own life.
But I'm very pleased to tell you, she didn't go through with it.
Because someone took the time to stop and talk to her. That was all it took to interrupt Sarah's suicidal thoughts.
I know this because I am Sarah. I'm sharing my story today to spread an important message.
That a little small talk can be all it takes to help start someone on a journey to recovery.
So if you think someone might need help, trust your instincts. Stop and have a chat. Even a question about the weather can be enough. Or tell a member of staff. You could help save a life.
Rockstar made it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Come here to play. The music, the lala, I do one for the car. I hope you don't want to see me fall.
Questa è Simone.
Plenty. So I give them the question. Money, mommy, highly respected. Oluwa, if
Oluwa come to me, Jaja. Oluwa come to me, Jaja.
Questa è Simona. Ha scaricato l'app di Western Union per inviare denaro a sua sorella a Rimini, che l'ha usato per pagare le sue lezioni di ballo con Lynn. Questa è Silvia, un'altra allieva di Lynn. Invia denaro per aiutare la sua amica Amina, fashion designer in Senegal. Le creazioni di Amina hanno ispirato Stefano ad andare in vacanza. Infatti ha appena inviato denaro per affittare un appartamento a Rimini, proprio sopra quello di Simona. Scarica l'app di Western Union. La rivoluzione nei trasferimenti di denaro è iniziata.
Hi, my name is Ola. I'm 29 and I suffer from sickle cell disease. And I'm here today in Tooting to talk to people about blood donation and find out why they give and why they don't give. Have you ever donated blood before?
Never had the opportunity to, never gave myself the opportunity to.
No, I was born in Jamaica, and giving blood there can be very off-putting. I don't think cultural-wise we realize how important it is to go and give blood.
Download.
Unless we have someone immediately in a crisis.
It's a cultural thing, isn't it? Because I remember one time when I was a kid, and I mentioned to my dad about blood donation. Okay, he got angry at me and turned around and said to me, "Don't waste your time doing those kind of things." And my dad's from Ghana, West Africa. So I think there's a cultural thing here going on. In their countries, you don't get vans around sitting around saying give blood.
Yes, I have actually, yes. The community, the black community, I hear that there's a very low amount of it.
No, I haven't. I'm scared of needles. Now you've highlighted it, I should do something about it, but I just didn't think.
In England, there are currently just under 10,000 active black blood donors, but we need a further 40,000 to meet the demand for blood.
Blood transfusion is something I find very, very important. My reasons is the fact that I've got kids. I never know when it might come around that they might need it. People are selfish. They find it hard to just feed themselves, so why would they give anything at all? I'm eating healthy, why should I give away anything? They think that because they work so hard to get, they find it hard to give. And that's a fact.
Only 1% of current blood donors in England are of African and Caribbean descent.
This has been going on a long time. I'm a radio presenter. I've been talking about this for about 20 years. And here we are today, talking about the same thing, 1%.
Hearing you coming in and saying this to me today, okay, puts a whole different dimension. Glad the blood was there for somebody else, but was I there for somebody else? More people of ethnicity need to go out there and represent blood donation. And then maybe you might get the right kind of spirit.
Before today, I always thought the reason that the numbers were so low was because of part selfishness or part laziness and general ignorance. But going out today really opened my eyes to see that actually it's just a lack of general awareness. It's being able to connect with people at the grassroots level and at the local community and in the places where they meet and gather that really helps them to understand actually, right, there is a collective responsibility to help the community. I met a guy today who's been a blood donor for the last 10 years and he does it every 4 months. It was really refreshing to see that someone is actually that caring to want to give a little bit of themselves every now and then to help someone else who is in need. It's a noble cause. It's something that also gives you a good feeling of giving back, and it's something that doesn't take much effort or time from you. So to those currently giving blood, I just want to say thank you. Please encourage your friends and family to do the same. You are really making a difference. The NHS has also introduced something quite unique, whereby they send you a text message to show you where your blood is going. And I think that just really helps to reinforce the fact that you are making a difference and someone out there is having a better life thanks to the sacrifice you're making. Save someone's life whilst going about yours.
Excellence is to do a common thing in an uncommon way. You can listen to Fantastic Radio UK today on LG Smart TV.
Hey, you're welcome back. I'm so glad you were there listening, enjoying the conversation. Just had a text coming through from Jab called Clement Charles Husson, who said, "I'm watching you from Hotram." Okay, thank you. He's watching us from Hotram, and he said, "I'm enjoying the show and thank you for the great work you're doing." Thank you, Clement. I'm glad that you are listening, and I'm also very excited that we're adding value to you and you are also engaging. For those who are, engaging and also, listening to us across the world, get in touch with us, right? It's on air at fantasticradio.co.uk. I'm available. We will read your stories and your comments, and we will get things going for you, okay? If at any point we can add value to your life and we can also support what you're doing, please let me know. Okay, we can support what just get in touch with me. Let's do the third tip. But before we do the third tip, are you looking in sending money to your loved ones this Christmas? You thinking of sending money to someone across the world, either the Caribbean or to Ghana, to Nigeria, to Zimbabwe, to Eswatini, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Togo, Togo, East Africa, Morocco, Algeria. If you are looking and sending money to Egypt, with 200 places across the world, you can do it through the Western Union. All right, you can do that. You go on their website. It's quite convenient. It's quite straight to the point. You go to their website, everything is there, right? You send and receive money directly into your bank account around the world. All right, you go www.Western Union, and it's very straight to the point. I can't stress enough how easy it is, right? Cash pickup, send money for the cash pickup to hundreds of thousands. So there are different agents all over. Wherever you are, just get to your local Western Union space. They are in corner shops. They are all over. You can only just Google, check out your local Western Union center. You go there, you send the money, the loved one picks it up. Right. And also the interesting thing is with the option to save your receiver's information on your online profile. So with regular money transfer, it's fast and it's easy. It's fast and it's easy. MoneyGram, sending money made easy. And when you send money, you don't just send money. You send in love, you sending affection, you sending relationship, you sending everything that you left home that has made you left home and you can still connect. It's a way of connecting. To some people, sending money home to their loved ones is a way of they saying, I'm standing with you. I am with you still. And it doesn't just have to be, sicknesses and going through some kind of pain. No, it could be a gift. And it's easy. You just go on your phone. For those of us who, I tend to use it on my phone though. So what you can do, you go on your phone, the App Store, you type in MoneyGram, go on the App Store, you type in MoneyGram. I'm so sorry, you type in Western Union. And when you type in Western Union, straight away what happens? You see that it pops up and you can choose. Right? You choose Western Union on your App Store, then suddenly you choose where you want to send the money to. If it's going to Egypt, you choose Egypt. You choose the amount you want to send it to. You want to send. And as soon as you finish, you punch it, the person receives it. It hits their bank account. And as soon as it hits their bank account, they will know, you will be alerted. It's done. Is that what they say in South Africa? It's finished, clap. It's finished and it's clap. Right? So do that. Western Union, sending money, made easy. 44 minutes past 7 on Feeling Fantastic Friday. You want to get the what? You want to get the third one? Let's do music then. Let's do music. When we return, I will tell you the third one as we prepare to get our way. I have something to also share with you. An urgent appeal has been launched to raise money for millions of children in Afghanistan. And these children are at risk of dying this winter. Famine and freezing temperatures mean many youngsters will simply not survive the next few months unless there's a prompt action, right? And this prompt action is taking. When we return, I will share with you how we can support people in Afghanistan, people living in that part of the world, and the support they will need. I know we all have our political understandings and what we think and, our own political leanings, but we just cannot, and we cannot just see and watch young people just passing away in Afghanistan this cold seasons, this winter. When we return, I will share with you what we will have to do, right? What we will have to do in making this happen and how we can also add value to their lives. Let's do music. When we return, I will share with you, and I will also tell you the third tip of We Feeling Fantastic Friday. Good morning.
If you cannot do great things, do small things in a great way. Fantastic Radio UK. Your dreams, your possibilities.
Download the Western Union app and tap here to send money there so you can help him to pay for college right now. Download the Western Union app and get started right now.
My name is Beverly DeGale.
And I'm Oren Lewis.
And we are the co-founders of the ACLT charity.
Celebrating NHSBT Black History Month.
Our charity raises awareness of blood, stem cell and organ donation. And it all started 25 years ago.
Yeah, what we do is we save lives. That's the bottom line. It's with the help of the community at large.
Our son, Daniel, had been diagnosed with a blood cancer called leukemia. He was 6 years of age. He went through 2 years of treatments, which seemed to go well. 9 months after he went into remission, Daniel suffered his first relapse. The leukemia came back, and we was told that he needed a matching bone marrow, or the correct term these days, stem cell donor. Our bone marrow consultants at Great Ormond Street Hospital told us that Daniel had a 1 in a $250,000 chance of finding a stem cell donor, just simply because there were not enough Black people registering in this country or around the world. Just those words alone told us that we needed to do something. And so the ACLT was formed within months, and we began this journey of trying to engage the Black and Black mixed race communities on this subject matter of bone marrow donation, in the hope that we could find Daniel's needle in a haystack. But also it became clear to us very early on that this wasn't just about Daniel and our family. There were hundreds of other families around the world that found themselves in this situation and they needed help. There isn't a single proudest moment, but we do have proudest moments, which are, for example, when we are contacted by the stem cell registries and told that new donors or a new donor has been found. Someone that we've registered in our 25-year history has been found to be a match for someone who has blood cancer or a blood disorder, where without the donor, that person is going to die. And through our work, we found someone that can save their life. In 1999, early 1999, I got a call from our bone marrow specialist at Great Ormond Street to say that they'd found Daniel's lottery ticket. And we say lottery ticket because it is literally a lottery ticket. A few months later, Daniel received donated stem cells from a born-again Christian from Detroit, USA. And this wonderful lady, her name is Doreen Carney, gave us all our lives back. Sadly, in the last few years of his life, he developed a condition called hemolytic anemia, which is a breakdown of the red blood cells. And each week, Daniel was on the way to university or on his way back. He would stop at King's University College Hospital, have 3 to 5 units of donated blood, and then he would go off. And it was okay at first because of the generosity of the white community who were donating blood in their droves. Daniel was receiving the blood he needed. However, the blood was not well matched enough.
And that's where ethnicity becomes a real factor.
Yeah.
And we found out the hard way that if you don't have well-matched blood, especially for someone that needs it on a regular basis like Daniel needed it, or sickle cell patients.
We lost him at the age of 21 from multiple organ failure. This is why we do all 3 areas of donation: stem cell, or the old term bone marrow, blood, and organ donation. In each of those areas, not enough of our people are donating. And it's really important that actually we do, because we are the only ones that have the answer. It is our passion to ensure that the community step up and do the right thing.
Uber Eats? One spicy tuna poke bowl, crispy onions. Salmon teriyaki salad, veggie gyozas. Chicken gyozas, edamame beans. 4 miso soups. Sweet and spicy Korean wings. A sleeve of yogurt-coated rice cakes. Yeah. Sweet chili chicken. Gluten-free noodles. Nice. 4 lychee and rose bubble teas. Yes. 3 ginger kombuchas. Yes. And a chocolate matcha brownie. Yeah! Chocolate matcha brownie. Uber Eats. Bring it.
Join the conversation with your messages on WhatsApp on 079 6141 7150.
Hey, you're welcome. It's 7:52 on Fantastic Mornings. With Kojo, Bonti, and Wako. On you, on the other side, or with you on the other side of the radio. It's Friday morning and feeling fantastic. I'm feeling excited. Before I tell you the third one, which I'm going to share with you in a jiffy, as we say, or as they say in East London, in some part of North London. What does it really mean? I'll be with you in a jiffy. It means I'll be with you in a moment. So as in a jiffy, I'll share with you the third tip in feeling fantastic. I was asked 2 days ago, I went for a run and a dear friend of mine asked me, I watch you and you sound very vibrant in the morning. Where do you get the energy from? And I told my friend, I said to him, listen, I make the conscious effort every morning to feel fantastic. It's a concerted, conscious move that I make. It's a choice that I make every morning. 7:54, your time, my time. It's a concerted effort. I make this conscious psychological readiness. I make sure that, listen, you are not going to slide into any kind of sadness or any kind of moment of dwindling into lowness. No. I just pull myself to the side and say, listen, Kojo, you are not going to go down. Nah, you're not going to feel sad. I just put myself on the side and I said, listen, you are not going to feel sad today. You are not going to feel sad today. And suddenly my mind gets it, my heart believes it, I'm off. Of course, I go running physically, I do other things, I go jog, I go to the gym, I lift up weights from time to time. So psychologically, I am set before I am set. The day knows that I'm coming. The morning knows that, listen, we have to have a fantastic morning. Basic. Okay, so when sadness and negative thoughts and all these stuff are bombarding my mind, I've got the shield ready, set to go for it. It bombards, it combats it off. You ask, Kojo, what is the third tip? The third tip is take time for yourself. Take some time for yourself. As much as we have responsibilities that we can love people, we have employees and we have staff, we have wives, we have husbands that we will love to take care of them. And they love us taking care of them. Our loved ones are happy to have us love them. We also have to take care of ourselves. As the year ends and it's festive, and if you don't have anywhere to go, you could be by yourself. There's television, there are books to read. Spend some time with yourself and recuperate. Okay, let's spend some time with ourselves and recuperate. Spending time with yourself is one great gift that you can ever give yourself. The first one, reframe your identity. The way you see yourself, the way you view yourself is the first one. The second one is challenge negative self-talk. Reframe your self-identity. Challenge your negative self-talk. And the third one is take time for yourself. From there, have fun. Enjoy yourself. There are several activities you can do. I don't know where you live in the world or where you live in London, but there are several events. There are jazz events online that you can go watch online and get yourself excited and rejuvenated. Find friends if you want to go spend some time with friends. This Christmas, I'm visiting friends. Friends are coming through. I have quite a chunk of friends. That's a confession, right? I have so many of them. You know, I have friends all over the place. I have a mixture of friends. And some of them are coming, some of them I'll go visit. May you have yourself a lovely Friday and enjoy this Friday, celebrating yourself and learning to love yourself and speak to yourself with a positive self-talk. I'll share with you the urgent appeal, which has come to the notice of the UK, where young people in Afghanistan is really, really, really going to struggle. And if we don't support, it's not going to happen. There are kids who are not going to survive this winter moment. Please can we visit www.dec.org.uk. Okay, let's go on this website and we can contribute. With £10, you can clothe a young child who is really going to struggle this winter. Afghanistan, I know many of us have our own political understandings and leanings, but please, let's do that. Let's see how we can support and go into these areas. We might not be able to get to Afghanistan, but our money, our support can go. The number is 0370 60 60 610. I repeat, 0370 60 60 610. Right? When we go to this site, there are several ways that we can contribute. With a text, they can get it. You can send check. You can send your text. You can send your check to them. But there's a 24-hour hotline number, which is 0370 60 60 610. I repeat, 0370 60 60 610. We would just have to slide into music. When we return, let's slide into music, and when we return, I will bid you goodbye, but I have something to share with you just before we take off. Let's do music. When we return, I will say bye-bye to you, but I have something to share with you. Thank you.
The world's full of talented people. The passion in some is less than in others, the balance ain't equal. You could be a rapper and be cool. You could be a singer in a band to a kid that's in preschool. Whether you decide to be a pilot and fly private, a boxer in the ring and you fight till your eyes violet, a librarian so you light when the time's silent, a voluntary worker, the smile on a child's priceless. The sky has no limits. You could be an artist painting a vivid image, a nail technician booking clients for acrylics, a bartender at a nightclub pouring spirits. You could be an actor, could be into fashion. You could be a dancer ready to make it happen. You could be going back and forth on the basketball court, or a chef seasoning your salmon. That's talent, 'cause we are the sound of the streets. We are the voice of the youth, so we shout and we scream. And we are the ones making policies. We are the scientists who create magic in the laboratories. We are the tropical spirits of the island. We are the footballers that love striking, but we ain't representing in other ways, like giving blood to make another see better days. Is it pressure? Is it pressure? We are gotta take some time to make it right. We gotta take some time, give blood, save a life.
Connect with Kojo on Twitter at BontiAmoaco or on email bonti@fantasticradio.co.uk.
Hey, I am so glad that you have been with me, spend the time, and you've engaged with me across. The last thing I wanted to say, I have had people touching base, finding out how they can advertise on the station, right? Just after the show, I have 4 people inboxing me, finding out how much does it cost to advertise on the station, what are the processes, how can I contact you guys, how can we spend money with you, and how can we also engage with you commercially. To get in touch, we have the business results director who deals with every business need. If at any point you want to spend money with us and advertise on Fantastic Radio, that was what I had to share with you. You call 079. It's going to be displayed on our screen as we walk out. 079 4456 8053. Right? You know, we got it all sorted and ready. We are very much available. If you want to get in touch with the sales director, advertising on the station, spending money with us, talking to us how in the coming year we can do business with you, or you can do business with us, 079 4456 8053. You want me to repeat? Okay, it's 079 4456 8053. As we end, I say to you, we end with Western Union. You can send money any part of Africa, goes to most part of Africa and across the Caribbean. You've loved ones in the Philippines, it goes to them. All right. And I would suggest you look into that. It's easy, as I've shared with you. You go on their website, www.westernunion.com. You type it in, how much you were sending. You just sent it, it gets to them. Your loved ones across the continent, your loved ones across the Caribbean. And they would get it in few minutes. Of course, with a fee. But you know that they've received it, and certainly when they get it, you will also be alerted that they've got it. It's been a pleasing pleasure coming your way all through this week. I have enjoyed my time with you. This relationship that we have developed needs to carry on. But to carry on this, you go on our YouTube channel, you click subscribe, and every time we are on, you will get us and you'll be able to listen to us. For those who have just come back to watch, thank you. And those who are also going to rewatch his whole dialogue, thank you. On behalf of the Fantastic Radio production team and the Fantastic Morning production team, I want to sincerely thank you. Kerry, Tommy, Sophie, and most of all, Mr. Sina Hamidi, for the wonderful work that goes into this. Before we go, you know, these guys do such a beautiful work. And I sincerely, from the depths of my heart, I'm grateful. You know, I'm grateful. It can be challenging sometimes, but they make it happen. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mr. Hamidi. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Sophie, for running around. On Monday, we have Cynthia McFarlane coming through, talking to us about wealth, protecting your wealth, and the legalities that comes with it. I'm looking forward to it. Once again, my name is Kojo Bonti Amwako, and I'll be with you on Monday. Take care and have yourself a fantastic, fantastic Friday. Feel good. Most of all, feel fantastic, because within you lies the greatness and the potential. Take care and bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye.
Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is a quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow.
Fantastic Radio UK app can be downloaded today on all app stores.